This is a weird one. I've literally spent 2 hours to prove that Sundered Sky is objectively a bad item on aatrox. Now, I think if you don't know, the patch notes, the recent patch notes changed the ultimate back to basically what it used to be, where the self healing is just a flat increase instead of increasing the Umble Dash, the passive, which is basically Omnivem. Uh, so, which it's what it did before the recent change. It was like this before, it was just a flat self healing increase, but then they changed it because of Gore Drinker to be an increase of the Umble Dash healing. So instead, it will just increase this number, and then we'll give you a self healing increase that is much lower. Now, why does this matter? This means that healing from items was worse before the change. Now, supposedly, healing from items should be better, but it's not. Now, the thing is, this self healing also increases the healing of Umble Dash, and I didn't realize this. I honestly thought they just meant that the Umble Dash healing will not be increased, but it does, and I can prove this really easily in case you doubt this. So remember that this is currently 28 something, right? So this should heal me for about 28% of my damage, which is currently 496. So if I'll spawn a dummy, we could just do simple maths and I'll get a calculator, right? So we have 496, and I'll multiply this by 0.28, which should be this, which is 133. So this should heal me for 133. Yeah, it rounded out a bit. Okay, now I want to do the same thing, but with inside the ultimate. Okay. I know this is kind of taking some time, so this should be 621, and you can see the healing was just 332. So if we did, what was that? 628. So if we do 628 times times 0.28, this should be only 175. See, this without a doubt, this increases the healing by 75%, which explains that discrepancy that you just saw there. So it does increase your base healing. Now, my question is, okay, now that we established that, is it better to build Sundered Sky, which gives you increased healing based on your missing health, or another missing health item that just gives you AD, which is Overlord's Bloodmail? My hypothesis is that the AD from Overlord's Bloodmail is better, just flat out better, than having Sundered Sky. Now, yes, there are a few things that I just cannot test, and this is unfortunate. Sundered Sky, for some reason, just does not work on these spawn dummies. It just doesn't. For some reason, it doesn't. It doesn't crit. It doesn't do anything that it should do. I unfortunately can't test that. Now, I could, and if this gets like enough hate, I'll do that. I could just do the math myself for the crit, because remember the first attack crits, which means it should hit for twice as much, which should get increased both healing, which should get heals from the passive and from the World Ender, which increases your attack damage, which means your attack will do more damage, and crits for more damage, I think, and also it heals for more. Now, I think with that, it would eventually more or less equal out, but I still think that the healing you get from flat AD, the flat AD that you get from Overload's Bloodmail, is superior to the healing that you get from Sundered Sky. So here's the way that I want to devise this test. I already did it. This is the way I devised it. So anyways, if like this is enough hate for the crit, then I can calculate that. It's a bit of a pain in the ass to do because there's a lot of testing. It takes a long time. So what I did is I wrote this Python script. This is just a mathematical simple script in Python. This will allow me to check the healing without having to do all the calculations myself with a calculator. So you can read this out if you want, but basically all this does is it takes the Q and multiplies it by 25, which is the amount that it gets increased from each Q. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a test. I'm doing 3 Qs in a row and checking the maximum overall healing for the base of all the damage of the first, second, and third Q together. And then I'm checking the overall healing inside the ultimate. I'm doing this by increasing the damage of each Q by the increased AD. Yeah. So I'm increasing the damage of the Q by the increased AD, and then I'm increasing the healing by the increased healing. All this, so yeah, all this does is just checks to see whether the healing, you get it. So as you can see here, this is the results. I've already done this and wrote everything down. Now, so this is at 50% health. The first part here is Sundered Sky, how much healing Sundered Sky did. Again, I'm not calculating with anything like the crit, which I do understand is actually a part of the damage, but this is not part of the item heals. So I don't want to test that. Now the reason I did 3 Qs is because I think you could do 3 Qs in 8 seconds. Probably more than 3 Qs in 8 seconds. Honestly, this is actually a really conceited, is that the word? Like I'm giving a lot of chances here for Sundered Sky. I'm giving a lot of props to say like you can do 3 Qs in 8 seconds, but to be fair, you might not also hit every Q on the tip, which is what I calculated for. So even though this isn't the best calculation, I don't want to sit here and calculate literally every variable, like your Q without being hit with the thing, how many Qs you can do in 8 seconds, stuff like that. You can also hit multiple champions, but you could also do that with Sundered Sky. So I'm not calculating for either of those variables, I'm just calculating the bare minimum absolute variable. I'm not doing any shit like Conqueror or any increased healing from items, stuff like that. This is base calculation for this stuff. So first I'm calculating at 50% HP. Okay, I'm doing the first item. By the way, if anyone wants, I could just copy paste this in the description or something like that, or maybe actually send the file to somehow. But you could just read it and copy paste it from here. This is not a complicated Python program at all. And also, if I have a mistake in my maths, don't be afraid to tell me. I am not a mathematician, not a professional mathematician, that's for sure. Okay, so at first, so 50% HP is the amount of HP you are, and this part is for Sundered Sky, and this part is for bloodmail. Now you can already see a massive discrepancy in this, so yeah. I also gave it a little every chance. So first item, this is just Sundered Sky. This is 144 for the base heal, and 216 for the ultimate. I did all my calculations level 6 because Sundered Sky gets an increased heal based on your base AD, not your maximum AD. So what this means is that this is only at level 6, so no increase in the base AD. This is just for the sake of calculations. This should also affect bloodmail, because you're lower level, you're less HP, maximum HP, which means less AD for bloodmail, plus less missing base AD, missing HP, which gives more AD on bloodmail, plus less overall damage. So this should be fine on just level 6. I didn't want to do it like multiple different levels. So yeah, level 6, so that's the ultimate, that's 216 if the ultimate increased healing. Now here, second item, this is 156, so I did, second item is, both scenarios is Gorginker. So this is 156, not Gorginker, I mean Black Cleaver. Now I did not calculate this with the, with any resistances and stuff like that. This actually might be a massive change here. So again, I'm actually giving a little too much wiggle room here for bloodmail. Not sure if that's a massive impact. It could be a massive impact on one hand. On the other hand, you also have Black Cleaver and stuff like that. And I think these numbers speak for themselves enough. So I don't have to calculate for like maximum HP stuff and shit like that. There's also a lot more variables in this equation, but I do want to get to the main point. Anyway, so yeah, as I said, there's a lot of variables in this. I'm really just calculating the baseline, the minimum, flat line, no shit. Again, this could go either way with some added variables, but I genuinely think that no matter how many variables you add to this, especially ones that like go against bloodmail, then the numbers should speak for themselves enough. I do understand with a lot more armor, this would be less good. But first of all, aatrox doesn't really play against high armor individuals. He's not that amazing into tanks. Second of all, again, you have gorging curve. You have ways to just shred through that armor. And there's also other stuff to increase the AD and damage and other stuff that you do. Also, I haven't included the passive or any of the stuff like that. So I do think this is being fair for both sides, but again, I'm not 100% sure about this. I can make a second video if this is like really important and there's like a lot more variables that need to be tested. Okay, anyway, let's proceed further. Okay, so this is level 6, and this is for the third item. The third item also calculated the level 11 because I felt that third item you probably already reached level 11. This means more based AD, which means better heal on the Sundered, plus more healing from the ultimate. This includes both of these variables. This is 344. Okay, so this is the max amount at level 11 with 3 items. Okay, so this is bloodmail. Level 1, it doesn't look that bad. 196 is very close to sundered. Honestly, with all the healing from the crit, this might even be exactly the same. Maybe even worse for bloodmail if you include armor and stuff like that. Level 6, the ultimate, there's already a massive discrepancy. Because the ultimate doesn't just increase your healing, it increases your AD, which means more damage. More damage means you heal more. Plus, you also have more healing, which means you heal more. This is probably the reason these numbers get so out of hand with bloodmail. And this is the part that I really wanted to hammer through. The bonus AD plus bonus healing is almost always superior if you build AD rather than if you build Sundered Sky. Now, yes, I do understand that there's also stuff like cooldown reduction, but there are very good, like, mathematical builds on aatrox. Like, go Black Cleaver, what's that item called? Shit. Shojin, right? Bloodmail, something like that. These 3 item combination is amazing. Oh, third item, by the way, I always tested. This is with Stair's Gauge. Both of these scenarios as Black Cleaver plus Stair's Gauge plus either Gorging Curve or Sundered Sky for the first time. I should have probably mentioned that. Anyway. So, yeah, so there's already a massive discrepancy at just the first item. This is because AD is just so much more superior on aatrox than Sundered Sky. Sundered Sky doesn't give you any AD, and it doesn't give you a lot of HP, which means you're not getting a lot of healings from your E, and you're not getting as much damage from your Q. Now, yes, I do understand with Sundered Sky, you also get the damage on your Q. I do understand that. I want to put this to the perspective just so it's a little understandable. There's other ways you can test this. I can do this with the passive and stuff like that. And yeah, so this, there's a lot of variables that can be tested, but I just wanted to put that into perspective, how less effective Sundered Sky is than just AD. Just the flat AD that you get will always be superior to Sundered Sky. That's exactly what I want to prove here. So, second item is 299. You can already see a massive discrepancy. And 538 at your ultimate. Shit. I didn't even know that was possible. That is amazing. Was that like that before? Fuck. No, that was like this, right? 538. Oh my god, I should not mess around with that. Okay, so there's a massive discrepancy. Is that actually right? Shit. Anyway, you get the point. Massive discrepancy. This is because AD gets better with your ultimate. Because remember, the ultimate gives you a percent increase AD. So every AD you get, for example, something like bloodmail, which gives you exponentially increased AD, also gets multiplied by your ultimate. So more AD means it will get multiplied more by your ultimate. And your healing gets multiplied by your ultimate. This is a multiplication on a multiplication. This is why these numbers get so out of hand. Third item is 387 to 158. Wait, that doesn't sound right. That does not sound right at all. What? Is that real? Was that how I tested it? Anyway, so oh, I forgot to do the test for the, doesn't matter. So yeah, 387, and this is 387, and this is 743 compared to the 252. You heal with just your level 6 ultimate for 743 with bloodmail. That is insane. AD is just insane. It is. It really is. The AD is just insane. And then level 11 is 957. Yeah, you can heal for 957 with your level 11 ultimate. Yeah, that is leagues above Sundered Sky. Leagues above Sundered Sky. Now, I also did the Sundered Sky here test with 75% HP, and it wasn't even fucking close to bloodmail at 50% HP. I didn't even bother. Now remember, bloodmail, if you get lower in HP, you get more AD. That more AD that you get gets multiplied by your ultimate. So baseline, it would probably be almost exactly the same than the 50% with just a bit more AD. But the ultimates skyrocket even further. And as you can see, it's not even close. It's not even close. Here, I forgot to write level 6. So yeah, it's not even close to the bloodmail. It really is not even close. Now, yes, this is not the best test. If there is a different test from different angle that you want me to check, I could do that. But yeah, this took me about an hour to figure out how to do all the maths here and calculate everything and write it down. So yeah, I just wanted to prove that AD is just so much more superior on aatrox because of the way that his ultimate works. And Sundered Sky is complete trash. Like 6% missing health is nothing. It is literally nothing. Like, people don't understand how terrible that is. 6% is literally nothing. It gets increased by 50% from your ultimate. That's like, yay, that's still nothing. Plus, it's 8-second cooldown. Like, when it was at 6, you could hit like one champion, then hit another champion, then go back to the first champion, and that heals you for so much. Like, that used to heal you for like, because you could just like triple hit champions. If you're a champion like Briar, you could just keep proccing it. Aatrox, you could just keep proccing it. Champions like that they could keep proccing on multiple different champions. Yeah, the heal used to like get insane, but 6% every 8 seconds is a actual joke. Plus, these stats are ass. Never build this item. I am dead serious. I don't think this item is ever useful on almost any champion. And I have... Okay, maybe I'm doing the test wrong. But the thing is, if you want to use Sundered Sky to the superior, if you want to test it against like something like bloodmail, and you want to really give it the benefit of the doubt, you're going to have to hit multiple champions with your Sundered Sky. Or it's one every 8 seconds. Well, if you have bloodmail, you can just keep spamming Qs. And you can keep spamming Qs. Sure, with Sundered Sky you can do that and then just once in a while hit your auto attack and then just keep hitting Qs. Right, you can just keep doing that. Oh my god, that was terrible. So yeah, that is a possibility. I'm not saying it's not. Of course it is, but I genuinely think the healing that Sundered Sky offers is so little for the horrible stats that it is that it's simply not worth building than just straight up more AD. which will get better with the more AD that you get. Another test that I could run, this is, if somehow this video gets any amount of views, is another test I could run, is the difference between having Sundered Sky, like triple Q auto attack with Sundered Sky, then triple hit Q with bloodmail or something like that. So I'm giving like Sundered Sky every shit, what did I want to say? I'm giving it every I'm giving it every, oh my god, chance. I'm giving it any chance that it can have, right? That is possible. I could do that. I doubt anyone would really care though. It just wanted to hit on this point. AD is amazing. Aatrox scales so well on AD, while Sundered Sky is complete trash. Don't build it. Oh yeah, I'm joking. I do understand that it is sometimes pretty useful. I hate this item. I genuinely think it's one of the worst bruiser items in the game. On pretty much every champion. Like, I don't think there's any champion that utilizes it in an actual useful way currently. I'm sure there is. Actually, Lee Sin does. Yeah, Lee Sin kind of does. Lee Sin is insane with this item. But yeah, it's so not good. Like, yeah, the crit is fine, double damage, but it's every 8 seconds. What's better? Having more, like, an additional crit every 8 seconds with horrible stats, or simply going like here and buying this item. Same cost, by the way. 55 AD compared to 45 AD. 300 HP is actually quite little compared to the 450 this gives, but 20 ability haste plus 15 ability haste on your abilities as a baseline, plus an increase in damage. Now remember, increased damage means you heal more. This is post-mitigation damage, and this is for all the damage he does, right? Of all the damage he deals, yeah. So this is for all the damage that he deals. So this includes Spirit of Shojin damage. Just infinitely better. Or just buying Black Cleaver, infinitely better. Bloodmail, honestly underrated item. So much better. Eclipse, it's cheaper, has 70 AD, gives you shields, plus bonus max self damage every 6 seconds instead of every 8 seconds. And yes, this damage does heal you. So you heal for the damage, you get a massive shield that gets increased by your ultimate, you get 15 ability hits, which is the same amount as Sundered Sky, plus you get way more AD. Never buy this item. It's so bad. I'm kind of just rambling at this point. Yeah, I just wanted to show the math a little bit, because I think people really are sleeping on how good Aatrox is with just AD compared to how terrible he is with Sundered Sky. Yeah, again, as I said, I could make a follow-up to this, but this was surprisingly kind of fun, and adding more variables just means that I have to make my code a little bit better, which is also kind of fun, so I don't know, maybe I'll do that. Okay, I very quickly tested the difference between the 3 Qs of having Bloodmail and having Sundered Sky. So I tested the 3 Qs. So I did like 1, 2, 3 Qs in Ultimate level 11 of Sundered Sky, and this is the max amount of healing that it gave, and this is the amount of healing that the Sundered Sky gave. It's 75% HP. Now I did the same thing with Bloodmail, and as you can see, the healing that Bloodmail gives at Ultimate, 75% HP, is almost just slightly, and I mean very, 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 very slightly less than Sundered Sky. This means if you include 3 auto attacks from Bloodmail and then like 1 auto attack from Sundered Sky versus just 3 Qs, and I mean literally just the 3 Qs from Bloodmail, it should almost equal out to the same healing. This means literally any Q above that, any W, anything above that is literally a pure healing increase, unless you're hitting multiple Sundered Sky procs in a row. Now yes, I did also include the crit from Sundered Sky, but I also, as I said, I also didn't include an auto attack from bloodmail. If you also include an auto attack from bloodmail, I think this should equal out. So yeah, and again, in the time of the 8 seconds that it takes to proc Sundered Sky, you can hit multiple Qs from bloodmail. You can hit multiple auto attacks. I gave, so this is Sundered Sky in its absolute best case scenario. I'm testing 3 Qs plus an auto attack from Sundered Sky versus just 3 Qs from bloodmail, and as you can see, the healing was almost the same. Now yes, this is slightly more for Sundered Sky, but as I said, this doesn't include anything else that you do with bloodmail. So pretty much every scenario, this will be better. I just wanted to tack this on right at the end. I had to do this test, even though I said I wouldn't. I don't feel like editing that out.